My name is Ernie. I'm an alcoholic.
Ernie.
I grew up in the San Fernando Valley, in a in a in a neighborhood out there. I don't want to say no names and shit, but um, yeah, I grew up in a small neighborhood. My family at our fucking house and shit, it was cool. My grandpa was like the head household. He's pretty much like the foundation of how we live now today and shit. But growing up, like I always used to see my grandpa drinking, and then my grandma getting over it. I'm getting mad over him drinking all the time and shit. So I thought that was okay for him to drink because he was the one always working, doing everything, making everything possible for us to have, from putting shoes on our feet, the food on our table, etc. You know, you guys already get the point. But yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna fast forward to like I want to say when I hit like 10 years old. Um, my mom, she had broken up with her ex husband, and that kind of like took like a big like turn in my life because she started like hanging out with my homeboys, and well, they were not my homies yet, you know, but they were just around me because my older sister was from my neighborhood, and my brother kicked it with the homies too and shit. But um, so yeah, my mom kicking it with them, bringing them around the house, and I used to see a bunch of shit, bro, from like fucking guns to like seeing fucking bloody knives, and so I mean, I never paid no mind to all of that, you know. So I used to always, if anything, I used to like tell my grandma like, "Hey, there's a bunch of gang members coming over here in the nighttime when you're gone at church, or like during the day when you guys go to work. Like my sister brings a bunch of fucking dudes in here." So like, long story short, my house was a trap house, you know. Like it was where all the gang kicked it at. So like it was where the meetings happen, the boo bops happen, um, yeah, everything. Um, it wasn't up until like my eighth grade year that I finally decided to like give into them because they've always been around me. I just never really wanted to like get into it because I wanted to be that different person that you know prospered in life and shit. But you know, peer pressure is a motherfucker, and growing up in the hood, that shit's kind of like irrelevant, you know, because you're bound to get into your hood and shit. So yeah, it got the best of me, and I remember I remember the day I got jumped in too. I got jumped in November 14th, 2007, like at 9:30 in the morning. I just woke up and I said, you know what, fuck it, today's the day. And I went out there, called up a couple of the homies, and yeah, you know, did my little thing. And then I became from the hood and shit. So being from your hood, you gotta fucking put in your work. You know what you gotta do. That shit right there. Um, I seen it because I kind of grew up like being scared of getting beat up because my older brother, my sister used to put hands on me all the time and shit. So I just remember my mom always telling them like, watching this motherfucker get older, he's gonna start beating up on you guys. And yeah, that shit was exactly what happened. And so I got jumped into my hood. I'm already from the hood, and um, I started putting in my work. And I remember one time my mom had told me like, "Hey, come back home. Like you need to come home already. Like it's 2 o'clock in the morning." And then I was like, "Nah, I'm good, mom. I need to be out here a little bit more." My mom understood because she's from a neighborhood too, and she was just kind of like, all right, whatever, stay out there. So I was out there slanging, and my dumbass fucking slang to undercover cop, and I was the first time. I was 13 years old. That was the first time I went to juvenile hall. They gave me a 3 month camp program. So from 13 years old up until 17, it was in and out of camp programs. Like I had more credits in high school from juvenile halls and camps than I actually did from my home high school and shit. So, you know, like I grew up in the system. That's all I ever knew. That's all I ever know still to this day because, you know, that cycle of life that I've been living, it's hard to fucking to break those chains and shit because, you know, like it's just embedded in me. I don't act the way I act because I just want to act like this. It's just is who I am now, you know, like, and it sucks because growing up, I wasn't like, if you guys were to see who I was back then to who I became now, it's like, what the fuck happened to this dude, you know? But I mean, I guess, but yeah, fucking. So the last time I got out of camp, which was in 2010, um, I remember getting out and then saying to myself like, all right, fuck it, I'm about to turn 18. I don't want to do nothing stupid no more. I don't want to go to the pen. So I kind of like broke away a little bit from the hood for like honestly 2 weeks. But like I said, it's just in you, so I had to go back, and that's when like I started like hitting more houses. I started doing a bunch of residential burglaries, hitting cars, G rides. Had a chop shop in South Central. Like my grandpa didn't want to give me no more money because he knew that all my money was just going into fucking drugs, and I never did drugs. I wasn't a drug user. I tried them, yeah, but I wasn't a drug user. The pounding was more my shit, you know, and smoking weed. But so I had to find my ways of fucking making my own living and like getting my own money so I could get my own stuff that I wanted, which is I bought my first car from like this big ass lick that I got from a house in Porter Ranch, and I bought my first car. It cost me like 5,000, and I remember when the homies started seeing that shit. One of my ex girlfriends saw that I had money, and then, like I had the hood popping, had bitches coming over from the enemy's hood and shit because I don't know, I just had it like that around that time. And, so hold on, what's up on that? Right, so yeah, so I had that right, and then so my ex girlfriend comes into my life. We get back together, and I remember I said, "All right, one more time, I'm gonna go do this shit one more time," which was going and flocking. So I remember that day, my girl had told me, well, my ex, she told me like, "Hey, just go to school, don't go, just fuck that shit, like go get a job. You about to turn 18." I wish I would have listened to her, because if I would have listened to her, I would have never started this fucking adult career that I fucking have until now. Because that day, I probably hit like 4 houses in the same neighborhood, and then it was once I went, like I heard there was like an Asian neighborhood around the corner, and you guys already know about Asians. They like to fucking have their money at home, not in a bank account. So that's exactly what I did. We found a grip of money, and I got popped that day. I went to fucking juvenile hall. They tried me as an adult. I was in the compound. They're trying to give me. I had 24 counts of residential burglary, so they're trying to hit me like with like 16 years at first, and I had a carjacking case with it too. So it was 16 years for that. Well, actually, no, 16 years for the carjacking, and it was 12 years for my residential burglaries. Luckily, in the carjacking case, my my mugshot was I still had hair because the guy that got beat up that day, he he had he had said that it was a bunch of like bald headed dudes, and I was the only one with the mugshot with hair. So that's what kind of helped me out with my case. So they dropped that, and the residential burglary was the only thing that stuck. I got a lawyer with the money that I had came up on with everything, and I got my fucking lawyer, and then they gave me 5 years instead of those 12 they're trying to give me. So I went up to prison, fresh 18. They don't know what the fuck I had going on. I went straight from juvenile hall, so being like a fucking child or a kid, going into like a adult environment. That shit like a big fucking twist, dude. Especially like when you're growing up. So I think like that right there. Like I was afraid already because I didn't want to go to prison, but there I was, county bus going straight to fucking prison. I did my 5 years. I got out. Things had changed. I came out with the 17-year-old mentality that I thought I had grown up in there, but it's obvious that I didn't. And so I get out. I start drinking because I don't like to fucking do any drugs, and I start catching DUI. So that's my thing right now. Like I'm on my sixth DUI. That's why I'm right here. But yeah, after that I started like I wasn't catching cases when it went to like doing like big hardcore shit anymore because I'm a two striker, and any little shit fucking gives me that fucking L, and I don't want that shit. But yeah, so now going to my addiction is coming out of prison, not knowing shit, only fucking life skills that I grew up under knowing is totally different to the shit that they want you to like to be civilized out here. And all I know is slanging, stealing, drinking, and just finessing girls and shit. And so like now that I'm like I'm done with this shit. Like this last time I went to prison, I said this was gonna be my last time, and I kind of did make it because I didn't go to prison this time. But yeah, and So I made it my last time, and I'm gonna make it my last time because this last time I went to prison, I lost my grandpa. My grandpa was like the biggest fucking role model in my life. I was in a Chino ad seg. I was in a Cypress Hall when I fucking called home. They fucking told me that, well, I was actually on the phone. My grandpa passed away, and then that shit fucking just tore my shit apart, dude. Like, I thought a breakup was fucked up, but fuck that. Like, losing my grandpa, that shit fucking tore me apart. So I remember in that cell that same night, I fucking said to myself, like, Dad, like, this is gonna be the last time I come in this motherfucker. I'm tired of this shit. I wasn't able to spend my last couple fucking days with you or last minutes of your breath, like. So I get out. I'm good for a whole year. And then, like just this addiction, just fucking drinking, dude, like that shit's fucking hard. It's hard to shake. I can't shake that shit. So I get another DUI. I find myself in fucking county again. Luckily, I have fucking money. I got myself a lawyer, and here I am. I got to this program, and I think this program a lot because it's helped me find myself in ways I didn't think I was gonna find myself. I never thought I was gonna cry in front of fucking a room full of men, like because I always keep shit to myself. But I mean, this program does help you guys. If you guys are gonna fucking be here, don't be here just to fucking half-ass shit. Like even though I was half-assing it in the beginning, just stick to it, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna get something out of it. It may not be like everything you want because you only get 3 months of this. But like I promise you, you're gonna fucking have some type of change in you. Me, I would never come up here and talk, but I'm up here now talking, and I kind of been participating in other spots too, shit. But you gotta get up out your own comfort zone, so that way you could just break out of your own little shell that you in. Cause living that lifestyle, that shit ain't it. Thank you for letting me share.